Well, hello. How long will I stay on tonight? Not holding my breath. I could be here, I could be gone, I could be anywhere, I could be anywhere in the world. The issues are still not resolved. It is still intermittently going off. So we shall see if anybody joins me or if anybody doesn't join me. Well, I've got somebody watching me anyway, whoever you may be. How long for? I do not know. You're probably all busy doing something else, aren't you? Hi, Esther. We're just, on at the moment, but who can tell when I may vanish without trace? Hi, Amanda. I am not saying a word. If I disappear, I disappear. I can't do anything about it. Cannot do anything about it. I will try to restart if it goes off, but I never can join this one again. If I go off and I disappear yourselves and wait for me to come back, because I can't come back on here if you're with me. Yeah. Hi, Helen. It's a nightmare. I've hardly been on this week at all. Hi, Susan. Don't speak too soon, Susan. I may not be here for long. Hi, Nick Craftnit. So, yeah, it's just a nightmare. It just keeps going off. Nobody can find out what's wrong with it. We've tested the internet, nothing wrong with that. We've tested the PC, doesn't seem to be anything wrong with that. We've tested the wiring, doesn't seem to be anything wrong with that, and we still can't work it out. Hi, Linda. And at the moment, I haven't got the cash to go and buy new equipment at the moment, so Father Christmas had better be good to me. That's all I can say. Otherwise, you may not see much of me in the near future. Cheers, everybody. Gremlins is not the word, honestly. Somebody up there doesn't like me. I've done a little bit of knitting on my sock. I finished one sock. Got another sock up to the heel. But I can't concentrate on turning the heel while I'm on here. I haven't done any more of my chunky. That's here. I may still do a bit more on that one tonight. I started knitting it last week, didn't I? And the minute I started knitting it, my PC went off. So let's hope it's not an omen. Yeah. Well, I hope you're all doing all right. We've had flood warnings, not here, but we've had flood warnings all over Lancashire, near where I used to live. The River Irwell is about to burst its banks yet again. So I feel sorry for people living in the low-landing areas of Radcliffe and Bury. It's already on the news that a lot of them have got the sandbags out. And when will this storm ever finish? We came back on Thursday. We've not had any snow, Helen. No. Came back on Thursday. I wasn't too bad because, of course, I've got a top on my scooter, but my friend was being battered, blasted. It was hailing. It was going in her face. The wind was battering. In fact, the wind's ripped the side down on my scooter. Hopefully, it's just velcroed back on and I can get my son to put it back up for me. But that's how heavy the rain and the wind was. Well, it wasn't rain, it was hail. It was awful. I came in, I was absolutely freezing. And we're not even supposed to be winter yet, are we? But snow, we very rarely have snow here. It's something to do with being so close to the sea and the salt in the sea. I think that's what it is, that the reason why we don't get snow. I've been here 4 years and we've had about a half inch of snow. Whereas when I lived in Prestwich, we used to get snowed in quite regular. And I'm still in touch with, hi Connie. I'm still in touch with people on my street, and apparently it was iced up because my street's like that. I was at the top of it. And they're saying it's just been so icy, they've had trouble getting their cars up and down it. That was the one snag about living where I lived. I loved the place, loved the house. But every time it was icy or snowy, I was stuck. Yeah. I mean, when I was working, I couldn't get to work because I couldn't get up the hill. I had to wait while it melted or somebody gritted, ha, 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 which they never did. We had a little oil drum thing at the top of the street that they used to occasionally put some sand and grit in. Occasionally, I say. But it was never enough to grit more than one spot for one day. I mean, a lot of people did buy, well, we used to, when I say we, it was when I was living with the ex, we used to buy bags of sand and grit, and keep them in the garage for such occasions, because the council never came. They only ever did the main roads, and they didn't always do those. You relied on lots and lots of traffic with hot exhausts, like to burn away the ice. But where I lived, with it being so hilly and sort of off the beaten track, they never gritted at all. Yeah. Hi, Gloria. So at least here we don't really need the gritter. I don't know whether they've got a gritter, to be quite honest. That used to be my son's job when we lived in Prestwich. He drove the gritters. So he used to be out. Well, the first year we came here, he was missing all of Christmas and New Year because he was out on his gritter. But then he got made redundant, so that was the end of that, yeah. I think the company he worked for lost the contract or something. You know what the council's like, always want cheaper this and cheaper that. Yeah. I never like it when I get a little bit of pink in the middle like that. I suppose it'll work its way around, won't it? So I haven't been doing much knitting. I've knitted, like we say, knitting on a pair of socks, which I can't knit any more on here because I'm turning the, I'm turning the heel. Hi, Enid. And I can't count, when you knit 9 turn, knit 8 turn, knit, I can't do that and chat. Yeah, hopeless I am, hopeless. So I've just been watching a few videos and that. Waiting to see if Stitching by Mrs. D is going to make a video. Apparently she's busy doing all her teddies and sewing reindeer bags and that. She hasn't made a video for ages. I wonder if she'll do Vlogmas. A lot of them are going to do Vlogmas, aren't they? I think Little Drops of Wonderful's going to do Vlogmas. I can't think who else is. It won't be me because I can't stay on the blooming computer long enough. And my camera won't charge. I've got another camera, but I need to sort it out to see whether I can get it to. It kept saying the file was corrupted. So I need to see if I can sort the other camera out, because at least the other camera charges up, which this one won't. It's a nightmare, isn't it? I'll have to see. Yeah, I hope she does Vlogmas, yeah. But if she's busy sewing her bags and her teddies and stuff like that, I don't suppose she'll have time. It does take a lot of time doing Vlogmas, to be quite truthful. If you don't do it, you don't know. I mean, I've done it. I've done it in the past. And you've got to designate yourself to be there every single day, and then you've got to upload it. I mean, I don't edit, but a lot of people do. I should imagine it's a nightmare if you have to edit it as well. It takes forever. It must take you all day. I don't know whether people who don't do videos appreciate how much time and effort. Not my videos, because mine are just, I don't edit at all, as you probably gathered back then. Bloopers and the lot just get kept in. But the people who do a lot of editing and that, it must take them forever to upload a video every day. I'm not that posh. What you see is what you get. One take wonder, that's me. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't, yeah. Yeah. I will try and sort out the other camera. The sun will be out tomorrow. I'm looking after the dogs tomorrow. Until my birthday Monday. It's your last day to see me at 78. Next time you see me, I'll be 79. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking after the dogs tomorrow because they're going out for a meal for my daughter-in-law's birthday was on the 22nd. So, yeah. And if you hear any thumps and squeaks, there's 2 young great-granddaughters are here. So it won't be just the dogs interrupted. It might be the grandchildren or the great-grandchildren to me. So we shall see what we shall see. So what are you all doing? You're not flooded, you're not snowed up. As I say, we don't see any snow here. It'd be a miracle if we do. I believe Blackpool had a smattering, but you blinked and it was gone. So no doubt everybody else has got loads of snow. I watched some strange people for some reason. I'm watching a girl in Siberia who's just moved into a flat. She's got feet of snow. She went to like a reservoir or whatever that they call the sea because it's that big. And it was absolutely frozen, icicles. People were riding their bikes on it, which is a bit tricky, isn't it? I mean, you only have to find a weak spot and you and your bike are inside it, aren't you? And apparently there was a guy in the middle of it fishing, so... Yeah, I do watch some strange programs. And I'm watching a lady out in, I don't know where she is. She sews and she's doing up a house. It's amazing what you watch when you're bored, isn't it? You watch all kinds of strange things. And I watch a Japanese lady that sews embroiders as well. I do watch a lot of things that are weird. Oh, you had your first snow, Mimi, yeah. I must admit, I'm a bit stuck because I'm absolutely sick of videos saying so many ideas to make for Christmas. If I see one more of them, 30 things to crochet for Christmas, 30 things to knit for Christmas. I'm like, no, I've seen about 150 of them so far and I'm not interested. It gets a bit much. You don't mind 1 or 2, do you? But when everybody jumps on the bandwagon, showing you some idiotic things you can make for your friends for Christmas, which they wouldn't be highly delighted at anyway, yeah. You're sewing in the ends of your great-nephew's reindeer jumper. I'm just doing a bit of knitting on this that I haven't touched since last Saturday, since I was so rudely interrupted and finished up reading a book. I couldn't get back on last Saturday. I tried about 10 times and it just would not have it at all. So I'm hoping we don't have a recurrence of last Saturday. Otherwise, I'll be reading a book again, won't I? Yeah. I kept trying, and even my son came down and tried for me, but he couldn't get it to work either. I think 1 or 2 people heard him on, messing with it, but it wasn't a video that we really put out to anybody to watch. It was just a video that we put out because we were trying to get it to work. And obviously, it didn't. Otherwise, I would have stayed on, wouldn't I? But it just didn't work. It just kept going. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. You're starting a sewing project. I need to start sewing. It's only bits and pieces if I sew. I'm not a sewer. Not at all. Hi, Chris. No way, no stretch of the imagination am I a sewer. I repair things, turn up hems, do things like that. Occasionally I put a zip in. But by and large, no, don't sew. Yeah. And I don't cross stitch, and I certainly don't do that 5D, whatever it is, sticky stuff thing. Diamond painting, that's it. I would not have the patience. It would finish up all over the floor if I was doing diamond painting, because I'd lose my temper with it. I do not have the dexterity of my fingers for hand sewing, embroidering, cross stitching. You know. Capybara. What's one of those? I'm supposed to be doing the heel on my sock, but I can't concentrate while I'm talking to everybody. If somebody else was doing the live and I was watching it, then I'd be able to do my heel, but I need to do it before tomorrow, because I won't be able to do it at the library because I'll be talking. I can't talk and do heels. I can talk and do knitting and crocheting, yeah. It's a giant beaver rat animal looking thing. I don't think we have them here. Large, we have enough rats here, thank you. We don't want any more. Touching mud, not that I've seen one. Not since I moved away. Oh, quilt. I know I wouldn't be able to quilt. That's beyond my pay grade, quilting. You know, I thought about it at one stage in my life, but then I thought, no. Hi, Munchkin. I know I do not have the patience for anything like that. Embroidery's pushing me buttons. If it gets beyond a lazy daisy, I've had it, you know. For some reason, I'm knitting really tightly. It's squeaking this along the needle. I don't know why I'm knitting tightly with it. I'll have one small front and one large front, won't it, at this rate? I can hear it squeaking. Don't you hate it when your wool squeaks? When you're crocheting or knitting and your wool's going, ee, ee, ee. It's squeaking. It's a wonder you can't hear it squeak. Oh, I don't know how people have got the patience, especially them that look like what they call them, hexagons. You know, you do it paper piecing or something they call it, don't they? Oh. I watch a lady called Afraid something or other, and she makes dresses out of tea towels. And, well, with a tea towel in them, I should say, not out of tea towels. And she does them all in like patchwork, and she's doing a duck at the moment with all patchwork pieces. Oh, I would never have the patience for that paper piecing. I'd do about 3 and then I'd get fed up with it. It's definitely a craft for when ladies had more time to sit by the fire and craft, isn't it? It's like the Irish crochet. I mean, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But have I got the patience for it? No, no. You know how they do those little, don't they, motifs, and then they put them all on and then they crochet in between. I can't do that. I know my limitations, yeah. I can do the motifs, that's not a problem. I can't fill in. I'm no good at what they call it. Free crochet, where you fill in the bits in between. I need to know where I'm going and what I'm doing, you know. I've never even been able to join circles together. Unless it's a circle within a square, yeah. Oh, I can't do cross stitching. My eyes and my fingers won't let me do it. My eyes, I can't see the holes I'm supposed to be sticking the needle through, and my fingers won't let me hold the needle. So I definitely know that cross stitching is not for me. Unless it was that great big plastic canvas, you know, with holes you can drive a darning needle through, I might stand a chance with that. But what would you make with that? There's a girl at the library who does, well, She's a little bit intellectually challenged, to be, to put it politely. And she makes like coasters with these plastic canvas. And when I say she makes them and makes them and makes them. And then she doesn't know what to do with them because she's made so many of them. And then she tries to give them away to everybody. And we're all going, oh, how lovely. How nice. Oh, dear. I'm not in the mood for Christmas at all. The Christmas tree's in its box in the conservatory, and that's where it can stay. Just not in the mood. I wasn't feeling very Christmassy last year. And I went to Knit Club, and when I came back, they'd put my Christmas tree up for me. If it was left to me last year, it wouldn't have gone up at all. I've just lost the Christmas spirit. I can't be bothered anymore. I am going out for a meal on Christmas Day. Going out with my niece and her husband. So at least I will have something. I mean, the menu's very, very varied, but of course I'm very boring and I'm having traditional. You know, prawn cocktail, turkey, Christmas pudding. And I'm going out on the 9th as well for our Christmas dinner with the community centre. Again, I will probably be having prawn cocktail, turkey, and Christmas pudding. I'm very conventional. I'm up to the orangey bit now. I started reading a book the other day, but I couldn't get into it. You know, when you start a book and you just cannot get into it. And I thought, you're going to your brother's? Yeah. My family upstairs are going to her daughter's, so I would have been here. But my niece has decided to invite me, so that's very nice of her. It doesn't bother me spending Christmas on my own. It's just another day, isn't it, really? I used to love Christmas when I was younger and when my son was little. But then my ex spoiled it for me many, many times over. So Christmas sort of, I've got mixed memories now of Christmas. Usually ended up in a big row, you know what I mean? You know, when you don't get on. Christmas brings out the worst. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. It was all set about Queen Victoria's time. And it was about some weird murder or other. I just couldn't get into it. So I put it on the pile to donate. I've got a massive pile in the conservatory to donate. I keep forgetting to take them. Oh, I sew them in the side seams when I've done a fair aisle. You know, try to keep it within the colour. Ooh, the fire's getting warm. Ooh. It was going out and I was running out of wood. Tell you that fire, might as well throw pound notes on it. Oh, hiya, Jean. I'm having trouble with my PC, as you know. I'm having trouble with the PC. I'm having trouble with the camera, won't charge up. I've got another camera that maybe I can butcher one bit of this camera into the other camera. Oh, tell me about it. My other camera said it's corrupted. My new camera. Oh, I've seen Mrs. Dean wearing it, yeah. Yeah, so, but this one, which looks identical to the other one, this one won't charge up. So I've got another one down there that looks exactly the same, but I couldn't use it because I couldn't get the photographs out of it. I took a video with it, then I couldn't upload it to the PC. I thought I'd got one exactly the same as the one that wasn't working, but apparently I didn't. And then it told me that it was corrupted. The file was corrupted, so it wouldn't transfer it anyway. So I don't know what to do next. Whether to get a new memory card for it, or I'll have to have words with somebody who knows something about things. Too hot? Flipping heck. I'm getting a bit hot actually, but it's because the fire's blasting away there and the door's shut. Normally I leave the door wide open, you see, to let the heat go up the stairs. So it's not as hot in here as it is when I close the door. But with having the grandkids, great grandkids here, you know, and the dogs that come in and out. So I shut the door when I'm doing a video. Yeah, 32 people, 15 thumbs up. Come on, girls and boys. Somebody's not playing the game. Thumbs up and subscribe, as most people say. Press the notification bell. Bing, bing. Oh, I'm getting hot. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now I've just dropped my knitting. I'll take my cardi off for a bit. Oh, where's my knitting gone? Oh, until I was getting bored, I was watching people looking around flats, you know, apartments as you would call them in London. Tiny, tiny apartments. 2,600 a month. Mm. And for that, you got a 1-bedroom. Oh, well, this lady was saying, well, I would pay a bit more if it had a balcony. I'm thinking, you're mental. How much salary do you earn to be able to afford 2,600 a month for an apartment? That's more than I'm earning, I don't know how many months. You've got your table fan on full blast, you're hot 1 minute, cold the next. And I put some coal, smokeless coal on the fire because I was running out of wood and I was too lazy to go to the garage to get some more. So I put a shovel full of coal on. So that should bank it down, theoretically speaking. So it's not blazing, but it's glowing. But it's really hot now in here. I'll go in my bedroom later on to go to sleep and I'll be like, woof, woof, woof. It'll feel so cold when I get in my bedroom. So what are you all up to? I'm not up to much at all, really. It's too cold to go out. Absolutely hammering it down with rain today. I'm not that, you know, good at going out when it's like weather like this. I look outside and think, no. Yeah, I'm waiting for the 1st of December for Vlogmas. No, it doesn't affect the smoke alarms at all. Technically, there shouldn't be any smoke unless you have the door open. Jean, if you like hard work, love, and you like throwing pound notes on the fire, get a wood burner. Unless you've got access to some cheap wood, I wouldn't bother. Yeah. Hi, Ethan. Mine burns through wood at a rate of knots. And they're not cheap to get them installed either. If you know somebody who works in a wood yard, or you're living in the country where you've got trees, I got 2 bags of wood. They cost me, what's about £14, I think, and they lasted me 2 days. If you had it on all day. If you just put it on in the evening, it's not so bad. But it went through £14 worth of wood in 2 days, yeah. And a bag of coal. And they're very messy. You know, you've got to rake them out and clear them out every day. Clean the glass, because the glass gets black as the hobs of hell. I thought it would be great to have one, but I didn't realise how much it would cost. I think it's dearer than the central heating. As I say, people who live in the countryside who've got access to free wood, yeah, it must be great. But round here, where I've got to have it delivered at £70 a load, they bring you a half a lorry load, which isn't that much, for £70. I think it was £70 or £80. And it lasted me, might have lasted me 2 months the last time I got that much. So it isn't cheap. I watched that lady, and she's in Ireland. She's called the Bealtaine Cottage or something. She has a log burner. Well, she has a log oven, you know, like she cooks her dinner on it. But she lives right in the heart of a forest. So she's always got plenty wood, yeah. You watched her, did you, last night? Yeah. She's got enough wood to keep her going forever, hasn't she, in that woodland behind her? I started watching another lady. What's she called? She's absolutely batty. But I still keep watching it. What's she called? Mean Queen or something. Or the Queen of Mean or something. What's she called? I can't think what she's called now. She's called something about the Mean Queen Scrimper or something. She lives in the UK. She's absolutely potty. But she's just built herself a summer house out of doors. She's, yeah, I just watch her because she's so crackers, isn't she? Oh dear. I love people who are a bit off the wall, yeah. It makes me feel okay. Because I'm a bit screwball, yeah. But that Bealtaine Cottage, is she called? Yeah, her decor. Have you seen the floor? She did all the floor herself. It's all like broken tiles, isn't it? All done together like patchwork. Must have took her ages to do that. Very colourful. And all the kitchen's old-fashioned with all like curtains around the appliances. It looks very cosy though, doesn't it? Yeah, mosaic it is. I mean, how long did it take her to do that with all? It's all through the whole of the cottage, isn't it? It's in the living room, and I don't think it's in the bedrooms though. It's in the living room and it's in the kitchen. Oh, excuse me. And I don't know about a studio. A studio is the biggest room in the house. Oh dear. She does it all herself, doesn't she? Because she don't want to pay anybody. Except she had to pay somebody to put the new stove in. It's a bit like a Rayburn, if you know what a Rayburn cooker is. It heats the kitchen. It's like an old-fashioned range, and then you cook on it as well. But she lives, like you say, in the middle of all this woodland, so she's got plenty of trees, plenty of wood. So she won't have to pay the electric. It's a Stanley, is it? Yeah. Those sort of things look lovely, don't they? But whether they would be in reality, if you got up on a cold and frosty morning and had to light it all, to get a kettle of water burning, yeah. Say you let it go out or something. You had to relight it. Oh dear. It's like a lot of hard work. But it was what people used to have, didn't they? I mean, when I was young, our hot water was from the back boiler, behind the coal fire. If the coal fire wasn't lit, yeah. Oh, the narrowboat. I watch, what's she called? Hi, Lydia. Hi, Sean. Narrowboat, something or other. She's really paints and does some lovely things on her narrowboat. And I watch the narrowboat pirate as well. She's funny. Heidi. The Rumlass or something her boat's called, I think. Oh, somebody's messaging me. Oh, Sarah. My friend Sarah, I sent her some pictures. If you remember a lady called Sheepishly Sharing, she's not been on the videos for a long, long time. She used to make fantastic scarves with one of those small Addy machines, and she made them like nutcrackers, and she made snowmen and everything with them. And so I sent my friend a link, and because she does fairs and that, Christmas fairs. And she gets some things from Temu, the dreaded Temu. And I said, well, get one of them knitting machines from there, because I bought the Addy, and they're very expensive, the Addies. And yeah, I bought the Addies after watching Sheepishly Sharing, thinking I was going to be a whiz at making these things. But the Addies really like American yarn. They're not very keen on double knitting, and they certainly don't like Aran. So, and I tell you, was that Passionate Kelsey, she was churning out headbands on her little, well, she's got, what's the pink one called? Centro, is it called? It's the cheaper version of the Addy. She was making loads and loads of headbands. I've heard of it. Monjaro, yeah, I've heard of it. I just wish they'd stop saying they're giving it for obese people, then they're giving it for people to stop them smoking. Hello? At least leave me some for my diabetes, please. Don't keep prescribing it for everybody. I was talking to the doctor and he said, we've got no control over these private clinics. And they're the ones who's buying it all up. So there's none for the NHS. Mm-hmm. Well, I heard somewhere that, what's she called? Ellen DeGeneres has moved to live in the UK, in the Cotswolds. How lucky are we to have her here? Lucky, lucky us. Waiting for the rest of them to join, you know, all the ones who said they were going to leave, yeah. J-Lo and all of them. Barbara Streisand, yeah. Yeah, apparently she's bought with that Portia, whatever she's called. Well, she's coming to live in the Cotswolds. Aren't we going to be wonderfully impressed with her? She won't be having a chat show in the UK, that's for flipping sure. They won't pay her enough. Oh, dear. Well, she won't be earning any more over here, I know that for sure. Oh, I believe so, but then, you know, what do you know? There's always controversy over somebody or other. You don't know how much of it is true or how much is contrived for the newspapers and the news. And I just don't watch any of it anymore now. Such a body's done such a thing to such a body. Oh, really? Oh, Riley? All the papers are interested in is magazines, is selling copies. They don't care how authentic their stories are. They just want a startling headline. Ellen DeGeneres has gone and left America and bought a place in the Cotswolds. I'm just saying, oh, we will really welcome it, won't we, Val? No, they don't care whether a story's true or not, just whether they sell copies of the magazine or the newspaper or whatever. So they make up whatever they want. So I take everything with a big pinch of salt, you know. I think to myself, oh, really? Oh, really? Am I really interested? No. Does it affect me? No. I switch off. I bother about things like the flood, you know, people who might have their houses flooded. That's the kind of news I worry about. Yeah. Not some wannabe, would-be star. Oh, God, no. She's not going to have a chat show over here, is she? No, I mean, you know, anything like that, an accident or anything that affects normal people. That's what I call news. I don't call news some pop star or somebody or other. I don't subscribe to that sort of junk, yeah. All these TikToks and Instagrams and rubbish influences. Yeah, send Jeremy Clarkson over, yeah. We've got enough flipping idiots over here without anybody else coming over. We've got homebred idiots over here, haven't we? We've only got to look at the Parliament. We've got enough homebred idiots over here. We don't want anybody else's. Oh, dear. I mean, people say, oh, I'm going to emigrate. I mean, where would you go? Where would you go? Yeah. Honestly. Every country's the flipping same. We've got a big rain event. Oh, we've had tremendous rain over here, Lydia. Oh, my goodness me. Have we ever had rain, hail? What's the weather like where you are, Val? No, we don't want him. No, I've got enough idiots. We don't want any more, thanks. Oh, I'm not political by any means, by the way, just in case you think I'm pro this or anti that. I'm not. I don't care less. Couldn't care less. It's dry at the moment. Oh, goody, goody. It's not here. You're missing hail and everything. High wind nearly blew me off the seafront, Val. It blew the Velcro down on the side of my scooter. It's hanging off by a thread. Got to put it all back together again. I couldn't be bothered on Thursday because my fingers were that cold and it was throwing it down that heavily. Even though I was in the garage, I couldn't be bothered putting it back together. Oh my God, me. Yeah, like I'm likely to want one of them, yeah. No, thanks, Lydia. I'll stay over here. It's pretty rubbish over here, but I'll stay. Too old to be moving now. Too old to emigrate now. If I had all the money in the world, I don't know where I would want to go to. What country I would want to go to. There's pros and cons with every one of them, isn't there? You know, you think, oh, I'd go here. Oh, no, I don't like that. Oh, I'd go there. No, I don't like the weather. Oh, I go there. Oh, no, they have volcanoes. I go there. Oh, they have earthquakes. You know, it's like, where would you go? If you had all the money in the world, where would you go? What is it about Montecito that's so flipping wonderful? Why does everybody want a villa or a mansion over there? I watch a guy called, what am I knitting? I'm still knitting that cardigan I was knitting last week when I couldn't stay on, when my computer kept going off. It's just a plain cardigan, but the wool's rather jazzy, as you can see. No, I watched somebody called Ethan somebody or other, and he does these abandoned mansions, you know, all over Canada. And some of them, they're built in like 1988. And they're full of mould and the basements are flooded and the rain's coming through the ceilings. And I'm thinking, 1988? That's a relatively new property. What were they built with? Cardboard? You know, he's having to hold his nose because of the mould and the spores and stuff. Ugh. I mean, they're not built to last, are they? Over here, 1988 would be a new house, yeah. Yeah, you never see any downspouts or guttering on any of the houses. I know you probably don't have that much rain, but you know, there's nowhere for the rain to go if it rained. You know, it must just run down the walls. Obviously, it does. Oh, these have got yards and oh, yeah, Jack built. Yeah, these houses didn't to Enid. No. If ever you get a chance, I think he's called Ethan. Oh, Ethan somebody or other he's called, and he looks at millionaires' houses and mansions and stuff. And he wanders round some of them, and they're just going to tear them all down. And he's like, well, why don't they salvage part of the stuff here? You know, they've got beautiful bathrooms and stuff like that. Marble and everything all over the floor. And yet they just rip them all down. I mean, over here, at least it's salvage. I mean, my house was built in 1935. My old house, and it's still standing. I can't find it now. Oh, can't find his link. I know he's called Ethan. Ethan. Ethan Minnie. Yeah, that's him, Chris. Ethan Minnie. If you like looking round mouldy buildings, have a look round his. These are all kind of property that used to. Yeah, you see that yours is still standing, Linda. If you like looking round gangsters' abandoned mansions. Oh, hello, what have we got now? Hello, Rosie. Hello, Rosie. What you doing, girl? I've got a Rosie. Oh, she's joining you. Rosie came in. I haven't taught her to close the door when she goes out again. I'll do that. Oh. If you want to know what I'm knitting with, it's called Nagano. Nagano? I think it's Turkish. I think it came from Lolly's little wool shack when she had a shop in Blackpool. She closed it down. I think that's where I got it from. If I didn't get it from there, I can't remember where I got it from. I bought a lot when she was closing down. But she liked bright colours. I've got quite a few cakes left of hers as well. So I think that's probably why I bought such a bright colour. I'm just making a cardigan. It's just a very plain cardigan. Val spent last Wednesday at Knit Club pulling her cardigan back that she knitted too big. She has this problem, Val. I think it's called body dysmorphia, where she thinks she's huge and she's not. That's what I'm knitting, if you're interested. It's Stylecraft. It's a new one. I got it from Etsy. PDF, of course, because you always do when you buy from Etsy. Yeah. It's only plain, but it's nice. I knitted it, if you remember, in like a sort of it had like, I can't remember what it was called now. It's discontinued. It had sort of like bits of lurex in it. It was lovely. Wish we could get some more. It's washed beautiful. I can't find anything in Primark that fits me, even though I've lost weight. They only seem to cater. Oh, I saw that pair of jeans you got, Sian. Sian bought herself a pair of jeans, and if she put 2 bra straps on it, she could wear it as bustier. Yeah, they were that long, her jeans. You started again, have you, Val? You've got a better. Mine, it's better to pull it back if you know you're not going to wear it, isn't it? Yeah. Why have I got a splodge on my t-shirt? What have I got on it? Ooh, you mucky pup. Look, I've got a splodge on my t-shirt. Where did that come from? I didn't have any gravy on my dinner. I don't like splodges on my t-shirt when I'm on live. No, Shiny should just cut them off because the frayed looks all the fashion, isn't it? Just cut them off and let them fray at the bottom. Then you'll be in fashion. If you're like me, that would be for once. You got in Walmart without buying any yarn. You couldn't see the splodge. Well, you would have done if I'd have hired the camera. I'm a very messy eater. And I don't know why, because I've lost most of my bust. I mean, when I had a big bust, oh, it was fatal attraction, if you know what I mean. Everything went landed on my bosom. But when I lost all my weight, I lost my bust. Yeah. Your mum's got to hem 'em up. What would you do without your man, Sean? Hemming 'em up. Trousers are always too long for me because I'm only short, yeah. Oh, you're back again, Rosie? So you didn't come out without anything when you went to Walmart. So you're trying to tell us all you're being saintly, aren't you, by going out, coming out with nothing. When in actual fact you've probably spent about $50 on all of that stuff. I've been very good lately. I have been not distracted by anybody telling me they've got Black Friday sales or whatever. Right, that's what I've got today. M&S, milk chocolate honeycomb. Sorry, Val. Mind you, I broke a bit off the front too, so I don't know why I'm eating this. I don't know where she's gone.
She's up there upstairs. Do you want it pulling too?
Yeah, please. Shana's got a very good one. I'm like that with husbands. If I had a good one, I wouldn't know what to do with him. She's back again. You're back again, Rosie. Rosie's the kind of a dog. She should have been a cat because she's always the wrong side of a door. Right, Craftnich, so good night. Bye-bye. Sleep tight. Very crunchy, this stuff. Not good for my teeth at all. Oh. No, it's stuck to my teeth now. I'm eating milk chocolate honeycomb from M&S, and it's like rock. It's hard as rock. I had a corset once, but I couldn't fasten it up because you had to fasten it up at the back and living on your own. A bit difficult, really, isn't it? Ugh. So when I moved, I got rid of it. Paid a fortune for the damn thing as well. Well, we've all had one of those, haven't we? Well, not all of us. I've had one of those. Not my own dad, by the way. He was great. Yeah, I broke a piece off that too. I did that when I moved house. I threw loads of stuff away. Now I wish I hadn't. When I see things, I thought, oh, I've got one of them. No, I haven't. I got rid of it. It's resisting being sucked. It's still like rock. I've got this compulsion to crunch. Really bad for my teeth. Now the chocolate's melting. I threw away so many dresses, corsets, everything I threw away when I moved here. It was COVID and all the charity shops were closed, so I couldn't give them anybody. Loads of clothes. I wish I still had. If you could turn back time. I was lucky, really. I was very lucky, really, with my parents. They did the best that they could. They weren't perfect by any means, but I mean, they did the best they could. What on earth are you talking about? You're in the wrong chat show. You're in the wrong group, Liverpool FC. This is crafting, knitting and crocheting. Pouring myself a drink. I've got no idea, and I don't think I want to know either. You're in the wrong group, love. I don't even know what you're talking about. I haven't a clue what he's talking about. I don't think I want to know either. We don't know, do we? We don't know what he's talking about. Go and find yourself another group with some of them in it. Whatever they are. I don't think we want to know. He's being nasty, is he? Well, he wouldn't be pleasant. They never are they? Well, go and study a bit more then, love. In other words, run away in short, jerky movements. If he wants to be nasty, he's in the wrong channel. We don't deal with nutters in here. We haven't had one of them for a while, have we? Obviously wasted his parents' money, didn't he? His parents wasted their money sending him there, didn't they? Oh dear. Thank you, Sean. Dee. Time on his hands, nothing to do. Oh, dearie me. What time is? 11 minutes past 10. Ooh-wee. You're trying to do some of the virus show. I was watching a video somewhere where they were unravelling things. Oh, it was Little Drops of Wonderful. She couldn't get into the pattern. I'm like, God, the world and his dog made a virus shawl, didn't they? She couldn't get the pattern in her head, and then she didn't like the big stitches, so she was unravelling it. I started watching another woman as well, but I got bored. She had 29 whips in bags. And I'm like, what? Who has 29 whips in different bags? That's ridiculous. I mean, to me, that's just procrastination. Oh, thank you, Enid. I'll have a look later. I mean, how can you even rotate 29 works in progress? How can you do that? You can't even do one a week, can you? If you did one a week, it'd take you 6 months. Oh, I used to take them with me when I used to go to osteopath appointments at Salford Royal, and you were there for the day. So I used to take my virus shawls in a bag. And the number of virus shawls I made, I wouldn't say I went a lot of times, and I wouldn't say I waited a long time. But you can do a lot in 3 hours, yeah. Yeah, this woman had 29. 29. I always thought that was why it got its name, the virus shawl. I always thought it was called another name before then. You know, it had a different name before COVID. I might be wrong. I must have made about a dozen of them. Yeah, but at least they're small works in progress, aren't they? But people have got knitting, cardigans and stuff. Oh, I did make a skull shawl, but I couldn't get the hang of it, really. I suppose I'm not into goth stuff. I made skull mitten things as well for somebody, not for me. And I made the skull shawl for somebody, not for me. I'd be no good with throws. Yeah, the Lost Soul shawl. I did make one, but I didn't enjoy it. Whereas I made so many of the virus shawl that I didn't even need a pattern. No, I made it for somebody who was a goth, but I wouldn't want one myself. No, I never made a Linus shawl. Everybody starts on this trend or something. Are they still on them Boggy Creek blanket things now? You know, somebody makes something like the virus shawl, and all of a sudden 250 people are making one. If that's a conservative estimate, 250 people who are on YouTube are making them. And then they start with the Linus shawl, make them. And then they start with this Boggy Creek or whatever the heck that is. Everybody's making one of them now. I'm one of these people, if everybody else is making one, I don't want one. Does that make me odd? Oh, yeah, that Taylor Swift. I didn't want to make one of them either. No, ours is stopping. Well, one of my craft groups is stopping. But it's the evening one. And sometimes the weather's a bit rotten when you have to go out in the scooter at night, you know. And I don't like being on my scooter in the dark anyway. Oh, Bernie Sanders, yeah, those mittens when he fell asleep. Yeah, that's all right. With his mittens on. And then everybody started doing that doll, didn't they? You know, that Thursday or Wednesday, whatever it was called. Wednesday, I think it was called, wasn't it? That black and white doll. Everybody started making them. I don't go with trends. Somebody asked me, was I going to make a Taylor Swift dress? I said, wrong generation, you know? Who the ex-Taylor Swift? I think I've heard of her, but I don't, I don't want to follow her. Not a fan. What would I be doing with a brightly coloured mini dress on? You know, come on, wrong generation, dear. Missed a few trends. I've missed more than a few, Charlotte. I've missed a lot of them on purpose. No, I mean, she's all right, I suppose, in her own way, but I can't understand the big fuss about her. She's no better than a lot of other people. Stuck to my teeth now. You know, they suddenly make somebody a trend, don't they? And it's like they're walking on water and they can do no wrong. Give a few years' time and everybody will be saying, who's Taylor Swift, won't they? Oh, yeah, I remember her. It's all trends. They all come and go. I've been lived long enough to see so many of them come and go. Yeah. You have to think sometimes, who's that? You know, a song will come on the radio and you think, who's that? And then they say who it is and you think, yeah, but who is it? And then they'll say, oh, it's from the 1990s or something. And I'm like, I still no wiser. It'll be a one-hit wonder, won't it? You can't even remember what the heck they were or who they were. So you have to look them up on Google, don't you? Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember they had a one hit. And then you look and you say, are they still current? And they say, oh, yes, they're still working. And I'm like, where? Never heard of them. Must be doing the little pubs and clubs somewhere in the UK or in America. Must be doing the circuit. And don't get me going on these reality TV shows, blimey. They said These stars are in the jungle or something, and I'm like, who are they? Who's that? Who is it? So you have to Google them to see who they actually are, because you've never heard of 3/4 of them. And the ones you have heard of, you're not interested in anyway. Well, I'm not anyway. Yeah, they're probably paying bars in Tenerife, if they're lucky, yeah. More like the working men's club, isn't it? You know? Batley working men's club or something. I mean, you see some of them and you think, oh, give it up, love, and get a day job. Go and work at Tesco, you know. And they're hanging on to fame like they're still famous, yeah. Oh, a knitted witch. We've got one lass at Knit Club. She's been making Paddington bears. Oh, my goodness me. They've been going on forever, ever and a day. I think she's finally finished it now. I think she's been knitting it as long as I've been going to Knit Club. I flew over the crash site the week after it happened. So how do you think I felt, Enid? And they hadn't moved anything, and we had to fly over it. All the luggage all over the slope of the mountain. All these tarpaulin covered heaps, which you presumed were people, because they couldn't get them down because of the snow and the terrain. Suitcases all burst open with all their underwear all over there. Yeah, we had to fly over it. I would say it was very silent on the plane. But I did go again after that. They changed the airport. They moved it to the other side of the island. But we had to actually fly into that airport the first time we went after the crash. That wasn't pleasant. It kind of ruined the holiday a little. Not as much as it ruined the holiday for them. Oh, got the mark. Yeah. Manny, a weird thing that somebody said on our plane. What a shame it wasn't when they were going home again. At least they would have had a nice holiday. And I'm like, what? What a thing to say. Like it would have been all right, would it, if it had happened on the way home? I've got a splodge on my eye. Stray bit of mascara. Yeah, but I mean, it's amazing what people think, isn't it? You know, obviously popped into his mind. Hey. I must do my heel and my sock tomorrow because I can't concentrate when I'm at the library talking to people. Can't turn the heel, especially on 4 needles where they're all going all different directions. I can't knit on circular needles, I just can't. Oh, I've got an itchy back now. I've got an itchy back. I've got an itchy back. Oh, right. My back scratch out. Oh, that's better. Oh, we've got no shot tonight, have we? Asking me what my necklace is. This wool is only 100 grams, you know, and it's going on and on and on and on. Much further than any 100 grams I've known. An afterthought heel, yeah. I've never done one of those, actually. An afterthought heel. I have a lovely pattern that is lurking in my shed somewhere that I really like, a sock pattern. And I've made it so many times and it's absolutely great and it fits great. What was the popular perfume? I used to have Chanel No. 5. Yeah, you put a lifeline thing in and then you pick it up and you don't cut into the sock. You knit a thread of a spare wool and then you carefully like put the stitches onto another needles, yeah, to do the heel afterwards, yeah. But you don't actually cut into it. No, I used to wear Chanel No. 5 when I was rich enough to be able to afford it. That was my perfume. Or what else did I used to wear? L'air de Temps. I got some of that not long ago and it wasn't nice. L'air de Temps. I actually squirted myself with some Chanel No. 5. I think this is Lolly's wool, if I can remember rightly. I think it is. I can't rightly remember where I bought it from. But I had 6 100 grams and I thought, oh, well, I've got enough to make a cardigan, yeah. Yeah, L'air de Temps. I bought it and it just didn't smell the same. I know your nose changes, but mine used to be Chanel No. 5. I used to love it. Now it's, what do you call it? What do I use now? What do I use now? CK1. I don't like CK2. I just like CK1. It's funny about Lily of the Valley. I never buy it. Nobody in the house has ever bought it. And sometimes when I walk into the house, I can smell Lily of the Valley, which is really weird because we don't have air fresheners in Lily of the Valley. We don't have candles. We don't have anything with Lily of the Valley. So why can I suddenly smell Lily of the Valley when I walk in here? Weird. It was always expensive, Chanel No. 5, but now it's about 100 and something pounds now. And I also like Quercus, which is from Penhaligon, and that's about £120. It's like that steeking. I've never been able to bring myself to cut something, to steek something. Oh, I couldn't do it. Could not do it. No catchy name. She's doing this. Yesterday it was 33 days to Christmas. Now she's doing 32 days to Christmas. Shut up. Got enough without that. I hate people who do countdowns to Christmas. It's like that Christmas in July. That bugged me no end. Yeah, it was £160, I think, for a little one when I looked last time. Of Chanel number 5. When I went in Boots's, I was with the sample bottle. That's the closest I've been to Chanel number 5 for many, many years. There's lots of dupes for different perfumes, but I've never found a dupe for Chanel yet. I can't stand strong perfume. Oh, I can't stand it. You know, these opiums and stuff like that, and Ghost and stuff. Oh, the vile. They make my throat close up. And people who wear that kind of perfume always seem to drown themselves in it. Who keeps sending me? Who keeps sending me back? No catchy name again. Go away. Hello, Nifty. I bought a candle from somewhere or other the other day. It was only a cheap one called Vanilla. Can't hardly smell it. I lit it and I forgot it was burning because I couldn't smell it. I don't like strong perfumes. A lot of places do what they call dupes, don't they? Oh, patchouli, that reminds me of the 1960s. We used to burn the incense sticks, patchouli. The hippies used to burn it to cancel out the smell of weed. Every time you went into a crafty type shop, it was patchouli was always burning everywhere. I bought an assortment of what you know, like this one things that you burn, what they call incense stick things, yeah. And in it was some of the patchouli. Oh. Oh, patchouli's so strong, isn't it? It's really hippie, patchouli. Right from the 60s, that. I prefer cologne because it's just a lighter altogether, isn't it? You know, you don't need to absolutely drench yourself in something heavy. You're supposed to leave a lingering fragrance as you pass somebody by, not knock them out. Can you imagine being in a room full of very rich women? It must stink. You must be going, ugh. If you were asthmatic, you've got no chance, have you? Sounds like the girls are going to bed now. Hey, what time is it? Oh, it's 10:30. My hand is really hurting. I've got to have that injection in it soon. I haven't got my glove on, have I? My compression glove, that's probably why it's hurting. I'm going to stop knitting in a minute. That's probably why I've not been knitting, actually, because my hand's been hurting. I'm waiting for whether the doctor remembers to send for me for an injection. I got another letter. You haven't been for your COVID injection. Guess what? I'm not going. Guess what? I ripped it up and threw it in the bin. Apparently the surgeries get paid for how many people they give a COVID injection to. That's why they're so anxious for you to go and get one done. I didn't know that. But they can't be bothered to see me. They can't be bothered to get paid for me not having a COVID injection. They can go and, as we used to say, sit, swivel and break dance. That was our polite version, yeah. I've had several emails, I've had several letters from my surgery, and now I got a letter through the post telling me I needed one. But I'm not having one. I've had my flu, not having anything else. I was so ill with my last COVID jab, I am not having another one. I have never been ill with an injection in my life, no matter what. Never been ill till last year. Yeah, I got my flu jab about a couple of months back. She said, "Shall we do your COVID?" I went, "No." My COVID injections never made me ill until last year. I don't know what was in it last year. I've not been doing much knitting, Denise. I just haven't been in the mood. I don't want anything else. I'm not doing any craft fairs this year. I don't make for people anymore, so I haven't been doing anything. Hi, Kaz. My joints don't like cold weather. End of story. I wear so many layers when I go out. The cold. I'm getting undressed like a, what's it, pulling all these layers up. I've got my fleecy pants on today with a pair of leggings underneath. And I've not been out. That's only in the house. Yeah, I do need some thumbs up. You're right there, Val. Everybody's slacking. Come on. You're lucky I'm on here. Last week I had terrible trouble cards. I couldn't stay on. It kept booting me off. 10 times I tried last week and couldn't stay on. You're going out to sing tonight, North Stitch. What are you going to sing? Bit early for carols, isn't it? Rosie has gone out again. I can go and shut the door again. Oh dear. Oh, every picture tells a story. What are you doing, Rosie? You're coming in or out? She was going to come back in, but then she changed her mind and she's gone out again. Having problems I couldn't even stop on. You've joined a band, a classic rock. Oh. I'm not a singist. I love to sing, don't get me wrong, but I know I haven't got the voice for it. I'm the kind of person who sings in private. I used to sing in the car when I had a car. Can't really sing on the scooter unless there's nobody on the seafront, which is quite often. I do have a little sing sometimes on the seafront. I don't think I did anything out of that filet crochet to wear catalogue. I can't remember. Can't remember. I really need to go through my books and decide which ones I am never going to make anything out of. And perhaps put them on eBay. I'm like a squirrel, though. I just hoard things, you know, even though I've got books and that I've never made anything out of and probably never will. But every time I try to get rid of them, I think, well, you know, you quite like that one in that book there. You might just do it one day. And of course, one day never comes. And I keep all these books. I've got a blooming bookcase full of the damn things. And half the time, I can't remember what's in half of them. I should make a list. You know, have a project book. Make a list. Which patterns I like and which book they're in. Yeah. And then when I think to myself, what was that pattern I really, really cared for? Which book was it in? And I can't remember. So then you go through a few, don't you? You're thinking, oh, I'll remember which one it was in a minute. And even the ones I've knitted or crocheted, and people say, which pattern was that in, Jan? And I'm like, oh. I used to put them on Ravelry, you know, with the pictures and what they were done and everything. And then I got so many people mithering, you know, can you do me a copy of the pattern, please? No, can't. It's in a book. No, I'm not breaking copyright. Sorry, mate. And then you get abused when you say no. So I stopped putting my finished projects on Ravelry. The ones I've got on there are ages old. Ancient as the hills there. You get people saying it's very nice, but you've used icky acrylic. And I'm like, up yours, yeah. You don't all have your kind of money to make sweaters in hand-dyed yarn. Then you either get, do you happen to have a ball left over because I'm a ball short? No, I used it all. Can I have a copy of the pattern? No. I can't afford a book? No. There's nothing wrong with acrylic if you pick the right kind of acrylic. But some of the people on Ravelry are absolute snobs. It's not hand-dyed yarn and it's not yak or merino or something. I'm knitting, well, I was knitting a front, but my hand's hurting now, so I've stopped. Now, you get some people on Ravelry who think they've got the right, to criticise. They hide behind the computer, don't they? Criticising people for their choice of colour, criticising people for the choice of yarn. And I'm like, gosh, who made you God, No, my budget doesn't. I always treat myself to just one skein when I go to craft fairs. It's my treat. One skein. But do I make garments with it? No. Do I make socks with it? Hardly ever. Do I just pat it and think it's lovely? Yeah. But it's like people who criticise people for their choice of crochet hooks. They're not using the right kind of knitting needles. They're using cheap knitting needles. They're using cheap crochet hooks. I'm like, but stop it. Stop it. Just leave people alone. You use what you want. You knit with what you want. You crochet with what you want. Does it matter? Yeah, it works. It works. You're right there, North Stitch. If it does not matter. If it gives you pleasure, whatever you're doing, then it gives you pleasure doing it. I mean, these people, we've got this, are they called lig or something, hooks and needles. They cost a bomb. And I'm like, do you crochet any better? Do you crochet any better than anybody who's using a chainsaw hook? No. If you want to waste your money spending 50 quid on a hook, then fine, do it. But don't tell everybody else they have to do it. It's ridiculous. Snobbery at the worst kind, isn't it? No, I don't believe in it. When people ask me what hook, I'll say, I'll tell you what I use, but I use it because I like using it. I don't say you must use it. I never tell anybody that. You just find a hook that suits you and you use it, and there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with it at all. I don't like these preachers, as I call them. These ones who get these, what do you call advent calendars with wool in. They've got all these little 20-gram skeins, and I'm thinking, what on earth are you going to do with 12 20-gram skeins, except crochet a bitsy shawl or something? 20 grams isn't enough to even make a pair of mittens. I can't understand the wonder of ordering these blinking advent calendars with piddly bits of wool in. And they cost a bomb. An absolute fortune. And I'm like, no. If you're going to buy hand-dyed yarn, get 100 grams and at least you can make something with it. Exactly, Kaz. You just do what you want. I get more pleasure out of the actual making of something than I do with a finished garment. I just like the action of crocheting or the action of knitting. There's two kinds of crocheters and knitters, apparently. There's the ones who are only focused on the finished thing and the ones who just like the process. Whereas I like the process. I'm only happy while I'm actually knitting it or crocheting it. I'm not in like a big rush to finish it. It just gives me pleasure, the actual making of it, yeah. It doesn't... I just don't understand snobby people, that's all. I just don't, yeah. I mean, you get them in all walks of life, don't you? They only buy this brand of clothing, which none of us can afford, let's face it. Or they only buy this brand of wine, which, I'm no connoisseur. To me, it all tastes like vinegar, so... I'm a poor one to say, drink this wine or drink that wine, because they all taste like vinegar to me. I tried caviar once. I was not impressed. Why anybody would pay £100 an ounce or whatever it is for a bit of caviar, bit of fish paste, whatever. Yeah, I've tasted different things. I've used different things, Kaz. I have used hand-dyed yarn. I crocheted a lady a shawl in hand-dyed yarn. And nobody said to me you had to use 2 rows off one ball and 2 rows off another. So it was like the patchwork quilt. Every ball was a different colour. I would have thought at least if they're dyeing it, they would aim for it to look vaguely similar. But some balls were green, some balls were brown, and they were all supposed to have been dyed at the same time. She liked the shawl, but I didn't like it at all. I said, don't tell anybody I made you that. I said, I don't like it. Every time I joined a ball, and it was a completely different colour. I found out later, which they don't tell you, you're supposed to do 2 rows of one and 2 rows of another to make it fade or whatever they call it. I'm like, what's the point? You're paying £30 a skein for something you've got to piddle about with. Nope. Give me something with one dye number and I'm happy. If you dye in yarn at the same time, surely it should all turn out looking the same. I'm not a dyer. I don't know these things. But if you dye in it at the same time in the same vat, why does it all look different? Yeah. Oh, God, merino. He said the price. I mean, it's not as dear as it used to be. I'd stick it in the hot wash or something and ruin it if I had a merino. I can't wear it anyway because it itches me. It itches. I'm all right with something woolly on my feet. And I can, at a pinch, sometimes wear it on my head, although it does feel like I've got ants crawling in my hair. And I can't wear it on my hands. And I definitely cannot wear a sweater made of wool. Can't wear anything made of wool. I'm worse than Sheila. I come out with a rash everywhere. Can't wear Angora, can't wear merino. No. I'm just a weird person. Oh, some sock yarns are terrible. Did you buy any sock yarn from Aldi? Now that is rough. That is rough as anything, that. And it washes like, yeah. I bought some one time. Oh, the sock yarn at Aldi, when I was knitting socks. It felted together and shrunk. And it was as rough as anything. It was horrible. I don't know where they got it from. Carpet yarn, I think. Oh, they do it all the time. Crochet magazines are the worst, They'll say something obscure that they've used, and you're like, what? What's that? So you try to look it up, and you find out it's £25 a skein, and you're like, yeah, right. And you need 10 skeins. Yeah, right, No, that Aldi sock yarn's rubbish. Well, it used to be. I haven't bought it since, but it used to be awful. I've got a pair on, funnily enough, today It must be cold because I really don't wear my socks. I'm knitting a pair just because I fancied making something that took me a while to knit. Because I didn't want anything specifically. I thought, I'll knit socks. It takes me ages to knit socks. I've got about 5 skeins. I think I showed them to you a couple of weeks ago. About 5 skeins of nice socks yarn that I bought at various. I always treat myself, like I said, to 1 skein of yarn at festivals. And I've got about 5 left. The one I'm knitting with, it had lost its label, so I don't know what it is. And a woman at Knit Club, the one who knows everything, not Val, one who knows everything, said it's not wool. I thought, I know what it is. I bought it in the skein. I bought it as wool, so. I used to knit socks quicker than I do now, but now I'm slow now. It's my hand, I think. You know, since I had my hands done, I'm a lot slower with my knitting than I used to be. I've never knitted a pair in a day. I think I knitted 1 sock in a day once, but it wasn't the, it was that thicker yarn. Is it called 6-ply? I think it was 6-ply. I've knit them quite quickly. But this yarn I'm knitting now, I wouldn't say it was 4-ply. It's quite thin. English 4-ply, not UK 4, not US 4-ply. Yeah. Some 2.25 needles, I think, yeah. Quite small needles. But I don't think I've had to change the needles, actually, because I had them on very slippy needles. I had them on Knit Pro. And they're metal, and they're very slippy. And they were only short. So I've had to change them to a longer pair. And I'm doing a lot better with the second sock. Although it's the same size as the ones I was using before, but the sock's a little bit narrower than the other one. Oh, my pop's giving me burps. But maybe I'm knitting tighter with it. I don't know. Yeah, well, you might. I know who said it wasn't wool, Val. You know, she who knows it all, Hillary, said it wasn't wool. That's not wool, she said. I know wool. That's not wool. So, well, I bought it in a skein from somewhere, and I thought I'd bought wool, but apparently, she who knows it all said it wasn't wool. It feels woolly to me, but then who am I? Who am I? One of the kids is coughing. Coughing, coughing, coughing. I shall singe the end with a match. If I set fire to the house, it's all Val's fault. Oh gosh, have you seen? Are they called leg or like or something? They're supposed to be driftwood or something they're made from. And there's one girl, she does videos, and her dad, I think, makes these really fancy shape tucks. I couldn't crochet with them. They're all odd shapes and sizes. They're out pieces of wood and driftwood, and they're about £60 a hook. And I'm like, what? It's not the handle you're crocheting with, is it? It's the hook. So paying a fortune for a certain handle, isn't it? Neither here nor there. That Erin B used to make, yeah, I do it over the sink that I could. That Erin B used to make acrylic hooks, but she stopped doing them now, I think. But I noticed she never crochets with her own acrylic hooks. I thought, that's telling, isn't it? UK Medica's doing a video. Whoopie-doo. Yeah, she used to be making all these hooks and fancy ones with flowers in them and all sorts. And I noticed she never crocheted with any of them. Yeah, she used to be selling sets of the things. I'm like, well, if they're that good, why aren't you using them yourself? Huh? Did that lady like a scarf? It was a bit violent, I mean, not vile. A bit violently coloured, wasn't it? That one you did last. Right in the middle, it was all, the colour was all on the plotty bit, wasn't it? We just landed up in the wrong spot, I think. If we should have landed up on the bit that went round there, it would have been all right, wouldn't it? But it was all that on the plotty bit. I've seen the lady who does crochet vintage patterns, and her son covers up the picture, so she doesn't know what she's crocheting at all. She doesn't know whether it's going to be a mat, a table runner, or what the heck it's going to be. She does crocheting, but I haven't seen that lady. I've seen another lady who knits like very fine crochet pattern. Oh, good, I'm glad she loved it. Yeah, Linda. She does very, very fine, like 90s, 20s patterns. I've seen another lady who knits, like you said, fine stuff. I don't know whether she's called vintage knitting. She's a young lady. But she knits these really old patterns, yeah. I mean, the trouble, I've got loads and loads of vintage knitting patterns, but the problem is, unless you're up to size 38 bust, if you're any bigger than that, you've had it. Because, you know, the knitting patterns of the past definitely didn't do anything bigger than the 38, yeah. I've got loads and loads of patterns. Yeah, you have to, because if you're more than the 38 bust, you're knackered, you know. I mean, some of them are only 34, 36. I've got lots of patterns in the shed that you would have to scale up, you know, or alter the yarn or something. I mean, I have done it in the past. I have altered it, but only by a size or so. I mean, you couldn't go up to somebody who was a 60-inch bust or something like that, you know. I love the way some people say, this pattern is size inclusive. It goes up to a 72-inch bust. And I'm like, ooh. If I was a 72-inch bust, I wouldn't be knitting for myself. It's like knitting a blooming rug. Yeah, I had one lady, I was knitting something, and I think it went up to about a 46 or a 50-inch bust. And she said to me, can you size it up to a 6X? And I went, no, I can't. I said, it's not my pattern. I said, it's not just a question of telling you how many to cut. You have to size everything up. You'd have to size the pattern, the stitching, how the pattern was fitting, how the sleeves were fitting. You know, I said, anyway, I can't do it. It's not my pattern. It's a bought pattern. Oh, somebody's crying now. Probably overtired. They fight as well. They might be sisters, but they fight. She's sticking things in me. She's pinching me. That's the point, Linda, isn't it? We're like knitting. Can you imagine how big you'd have to knit it? I used to have people asking me to crochet for them. I'm a bit fluffy. Well, what size is your bust? Well, probably your size. No, what size is your bust? Oh, it's about 62. Well, I'm like, excuse me, but mine's like 48, you know. I'm not that big. The problem I had was when people wanted the 60-inch bust, they didn't want to pay me any more than what I was charging for a 36-inch bust. And they couldn't see why it would cost them more because it would take me 4 times as long to make it. And also they would either want it in black or they would want, can you make it in merino? Well, yes, if you give me about £120, yeah, I can make it in merino. Or cotton. But can you do it fine because I'm fluffy and I don't like wearing thick things? And can I have it long past my bottom, please, with pockets? No. No. I am not making a bell tent with pockets in. God. They've seen a little 34-inch cardigan on me Etsy for a certain price. No pockets, double knitting. And they want a 60-inch bust done in merino or cotton, longer than that, with pockets, and they don't want to pay any more. Sorry, bye you go. Then they get quite aggressive when you tell them no. That's why I stopped doing orders. You always get the misfits of this world. If they want custom orders that big, they pay custom prices. I'm sorry, but they do. As I got told by one lady, well, you retired. I thought you did it for a hobby. I didn't know you charged. Yeah, I'm sure like that. Would you go and clean somebody's house for a week and not get paid? Yeah. Just because you retired and you had nothing else to do, would you go and clean somebody's house for a week? Don't think so. People are ridiculous. And you get the other kind who want you to do something and they'll say, well, £100 be enough. And you're like, yes, bring it on. Bring it on. I'll make anything you want, bring it on. Or you charge somebody a price and they say, no, that's not enough. I've sent you more money than what you've asked for. Hello, I've got somebody else to get. I've got both of them now. Trixie Bell, what are you doing? There's nothing on the floor. Trixie, there is nothing on the floor. Off you go. Go on, Daddy wants you. Off you go. Trixie has to inspect all the carpet just in case there's a crumb that I have dropped. She's greedy. Greedy girl. What am I going to do tomorrow? Turn the heel of my sock. Yeah. Got rid of the black. Got rid of the dark. Back to blonde again. Can't be coping with Lily Savage roots. Even though my hair is dropping out. Still, never mind. Wish I could knit more, but my hands hurting like hell. Oh. Well, at least if I go off, I've had a couple of hours, haven't I? This is what I mean. Is it so unpredictable, my PC? It can stay on for a week, no problem. And then tomorrow, it might just kick me off, 10 times in a row. It will not stay on sometimes. It wouldn't on Friday. I was trying to look at my emails. It wouldn't let me. Wonder if I won the lottery. Doubt it. I won a lucky dip last week. Maybe my lucky dip will win the lottery. Doubt it. You never know. I did have a Euro Millions ticket. Well, I had 2 tickets for last night. Euro Millions. No. I think I'm keeping the lottery going with my contributions. Has my camera charged up? Has it? Buggery. Oh, it's showing 2 bars. Wonders will never cease. I have to hold it there till the red light comes on to charge. If I leave it like that, it won't come on. If I touch it like that, it goes. As soon as I let go, it goes off again. Something wrong with the charging. I have to sit here like that if I want to charge it, holding it like that. Right, good night, Kaz. Enjoy your weekend off. Don't go mad tomorrow with your day off. It's not the cable, Chris. I've tried the cable. It's the bit, you know, the bit in the camera. That whatever it is, that bit that is loose. That's inside the camera. The cable's fine. I've had a new cable. In fact, I've had 2 new cables. I've tried sellotaping it. I've tried all sorts of ways, trying to wedge it with a piece of paper to get it to stay on, and it won't stay on. It's a bit inside the camera that's gone. It's loose, wiggling. I've tried everything. I've tried trying to wedge a bit of paper down it to get it to stay in one place, but no. Tried a little bit of plastic. No. Nothing. I don't feel like undoing the camera just to see what to do, because it'll all fall to bits if I did. It'd be springs going everywhere, you know. And then it wouldn't work at all, would it? At least now it will work if I stand here and hold it while it charges. But every time I think, oh, I'll make a video, I look at it and it's going, Every time I pick it up, there's usually no charge on it. As I say, I've got another camera that's exactly the same, but every time I try to film with it, it just says the file is corrupted. Don't know what to do. Why the file is corrupted, I don't know. Whether I can get a new bit to put in the camera, a new memory thing, a new what, I don't know. And I don't know anybody I can ask. So, when I lived in Prestwich, I knew loads of people who knew all these things. Here, I know nobody. No, my other camera will charge up, no problem. And it looks identical. I've tried taping it, I've tried wedging it, I've tried everything. I've got that many new cables that are untrue. The other camera looks identical. Looks absolutely identical. It's not charged up at the moment, but it looks identical. Everything's identical. But when I try to film it with it, it just says the file is corrupted. It's the bit inside the camera that's wiggling. I've tried taping it round. I've tried doing that. I've tried wedging. This one will charge up, but then whatever I film, I can't get it to go onto the computer. It just said it's corrupted. And I don't know why it's corrupted. I don't know whether it's just the memory card that's corrupted or what. It's not got a memory card in at the moment. It's not got anything in it. I don't know whether I can buy a new memory card just to try it and See what happens. I don't want to take the memory card out of the camera that's working and put it in here. I've done that already and it just wouldn't work. As I say, it's a new camera, it's never been used. It should be exactly the same. Except it isn't, if you know what I mean. You'd swear they were twins. I'm going to ask somebody who may know something about cameras to tell me why it's saying it's corrupted and why it won't do it. Oh, to have somebody who knows what they're doing. Let's take that out of there and plug it into this camera. See if this one charges up. Except that this one has a different charge, different charger. Why do they have to have different ends on chargers? Why? Why do they have to be different? No, this one's the same charger. I must have had a charger for it at one time. Oh God, new TVs, they go over my head as well. Yeah, you're right there. No, I don't know where the cable is for this. I don't know where the cable is for the new phone. Still got the box for it here. But there's no cable in it. I must have a cable for it somewhere, but I don't know where. I've got the box, but no cable. Got a million boxes here. Lord knows where the cable's gone. Nowhere, don't know. So I can't charge it up to see whether or not it's working because it doesn't work. The charger has gone missing. What's this? That's good, it's got no end on it. It's probably got a million wires somewhere, but I don't know where. I'm not looking now. If I start rooting around here, then I might disrupt this PC. I might disrupt something. No, I don't know where it is. Don't know where it is. So I can't even charge it up. Oh, they all assume you want a 95-inch telly that covers everywhere up. I wonder where all my wires have gone. They'll be somewhere. They'll be somewhere, but I don't know where. It's got a different end than that camera. How annoying is that? That belongs to that. Oh, no, I'm not messing with wiring. If I mess with wiring, the PC will probably go off. Never mind. I'll probably get another wire somewhere. I bought a pile of different wires and I don't know where they all are. Oh, there's one wire down here. There's one wire here. No, it's the same end as the camera I'm using. How annoying. Lord knows where it went. The wire went somewhere. Might as well plug the old camera back in again. Seeing as it won't fit. It's got a square end, this one, and the other one on the other camera's got a rounded one. Why can't they all be the same? Why do they have to be different? Just to make you buy more bits, isn't it? Just to make you buy more and more and more bits. Oh, gosh. Sweating. That's a change. Not sweated since about 1922. Oh, yeah, I don't know where the wire is. I'll probably put it in a box somewhere safe, and we don't know where the somewhere safe is, do we? Probably in one of the drawers or one of the cupboards. Not in that one. No, not in that one. Nothing much in this one. Nope. Nope, little pouch, something. No wire, little pouch, little thing. Nope. A box. Empty box. give up. It's not in those two. Oh, I'm all hot and bothered now. I'll be going off in a bit now. I don't think I'll stay till the witching hour tonight. Family's all gone quiet and I didn't get much sleep last night, so and I've got a bruise on my ribs. I bent over the chair in the library to pick up my ball of wool. Sounds innocuous enough, but the chair had a wooden arm. And as I bent over, I banged my rib on the chair. And I've got a bruise and a bruised rib now. Put my chocolates away. Not going to eat any more of them. So now I've got a lovely bruise underneath my rib cage. Not got a broken rib. I know it's not broken, but it's blooming sore. Every time I breathe in and out, I know about it, yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go to bed in a minute, people. I hope you don't mind me cutting it short, but I'm getting a bit tired now. Yeah, they're on kind of tender ribs. Getting old, Chris, getting old. Feeling my age today. My body doesn't like cold weather. Doesn't kike at all. And my hand's hurting because I knitted. So, I can't figure out tellies. My son has to do mine. Don't know what I'd do if I was on my own. I'd have to get the telly. I'm rolling the last of Jill's jungle juice on Minnie. She made it up for me. But she says she doesn't have the stuff anymore to make it. It's like a roller. It smells really strong. You roll it on anywhere that's arthritic. But I've got nothing. There's hardly anything left. Just about enough to coat the roller once, I think. I wish she could remember what she made it with, but she can't. She used to make potions like that and sell them when she used to have a beauty shop. But then she closed it down and turned her beauty shop into a she shed. So, and she got rid of all her potions, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go, people. Hope you don't mind. I know I wasn't here last week, but at least I'm here this week. My last week at 78. Next week when you see me, fingers crossed, I will be 79. I'll be an old bugger. Yes, my birthday on Monday. 25th. Still beautiful in my dreams. Yeah, it's like a friend of mine. She wanted a fire and she's gone into it. And to get one from a certain place, it was like way, 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 way. But when she looked into the other place, she'd have to get somebody to fit it. And the fitting was way, 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 way. So, I mean, she should have bought it from the first place. In the first place, yeah, you know what I mean. Sometimes, you try to economise and it doesn't always work, does it? Yeah. I know it cost a bomb, this fire we had put in. Because they had to channel back into the wall and build it all up and put a new flue thing all the way up the chimney. It cost a fortune to have that put in. Should have stuck with a gas fire, shouldn't I? Would have been cheaper. Oh dear. It's very hard to find people who could help you, Enid. I've found that out. It's like when you want somebody to help you with a camera, you want somebody to help you with a PC. Nobody ever knows anything about it. There isn't even any shops or any people around here that you could go to a shop and say, you know, do you do home visits? Can you come and have a look, you know? Yeah, I used to have people in Prestwich that were friends of friends who at least would come and help me. But here, I don't know anybody. Can't really go all the way back to Prestwich, can I now, on the off chance that they might be in. If I had a car, I would have gone. Oh, dear. Handymen are very, very thin on the ground, I think. I don't want a boyfriend. I want a handyman. You know, somebody who's a whiz with a screwdriver and hammer and a drill. Yeah, that's what I need. Somebody who's a bit techie. That knows how these things work. I mean, look at tonight. It's stayed on. It's been on all day. And yet yesterday it wouldn't stay on for 2 minutes. Switched it on this morning. I thought, oh, it stayed on. Don't push your luck, Janet. Time you get on at night time, they're gone off. And yet, look, it stayed on. It's not even booted me off once. It's just ironic. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no answer. You cannot say, it's because of this, or it's because of that. Nothing's changed since yesterday. Yeah, well, but for a home cooked meal, they don't want paying. That's got to be a must, hasn't it, Linda? They don't want paying. We need a Bob a Job week, don't we? Somebody that's... If I knew anything about computers and cameras, I'd fix it myself, Enid, but I don't. A bit too old to be doing a technology course at night. Well, they don't do night school anymore now, do they? It's all online. I can't learn anything online. I'm somebody who learns by watching somebody else doing it, sitting next to me. Yeah. It's like, why don't you make yourself a web page? It's dead easy. There's loads of YouTube videos on how to do a web page. Yeah, right. I've watched them and I'm no nearer. I'm all right with a phone. There's a guy in the market that does phones. If you have any problems with phones, there's a guy in the market that does phones. He doesn't do cameras, though. He doesn't do PCs. Yeah. We went to Affinity on Thursday, and they've opened a brand new shop. It's a high tech something or other and all that. And my mate goes, I bet they could do your computer here. I went, it's phones. Just looking, all they're doing is phones. And she went, yep, you're right. It's just phones. That's the only tech they talk about now. If you've not got a £600, £1,000 phone, they're not interested anymore. If you're there with your little pay-as-you-go thing, you know. Everybody's got Apple phones and God knows what phones and something else. And I don't understand that people can't afford these things, you know. It's only this, it's only that. Oh, you can get this, that and the other. It's only £30 a month. I'm like, what? Yeah, right. Where do you think I'm going to get that kind of money from? If I had that kind of money, I'm paying my heating bill. I'm not paying for an iPhone. 30 quid a month. It's like them people who are looking around apartments, flats in London. 1-bedroom flats, 2,600 a month. I'm like, what? I could only pay my rent about every 3 months. We had 2,600 for a 1-bed apartment in London. And it's not right in London, we're talking on the outskirts of London. And the rooms are tiny. The cheapest one she found was 2,000, and it was sharing in a house with other people, and you had to walk up all these stairs to get to the top floor. And I'm like, that were £2,000. And I'm like, whoa. They must earn fantastic wages to be able to afford something like that. Somebody's crying again. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed while they're stopping crying, in case they're crying again in the night and waking me up. Oh no, these haven't got any lifts. No lifts. Elevators, whatever you want to call them. And they had a washing machine jammed in the tiniest little bathroom that you've ever noticed. So you had to like squeeze past the washing machine to get to the shower or the toilet. Yeah. London is astronomical. I don't know what it's like in the heart of London. This is on the outskirts of London. How much it would be actually in London, I don't know. Man, it's over 1,000 to get anything in Prestwich in Manchester. About 1,000, 1,200 for a little place. London, they're all walk-ups in London. I follow a lady called Alternative Aging, and she's looking for, well, she has been looking for an apartment in Brighton, near Brighton. And the number of ones she went to look at that didn't have a lift. No, I don't know how much a month she's paying for. Well, she's buying it actually. But when you buy them in Brighton, you've still got your service fees. You know, you pay for the grass being mowed outside and roof maintenance and God knows what else. You know, so even when you've bought your flat over here, you don't actually sort of kind of own it. You've got to pay all the extras. So much a month for this, that, and the other. You know, for the outside lawn to be mowed and the painting of the outside of the building and the roof maintenance and stuff like that. Well, I don't know what I'd do without a washing machine. I have washed things by hand, you know, and put them on the line when it was a sunny day, but we don't really have any laundrettes around here. We've got one not too far away from here, but they're very rare. UK used to have loads of them at one time, but now they don't. You're hard pressed to find a laundrette. There wasn't one in Prestwich. Yeah, most people here have got washers and dryers, yeah, because there's just nowhere else. I don't know what I'd do. I don't mind my dryer. I've done without a dryer for a long, long, long time. Dryers don't bother me too much because they use too much power. But I couldn't be without a washing machine. Even if it was a twin tub, I'd have to have a washing machine. We've had no Nathan tonight, have we? Just realised Nathan's not been on. Odd. No Nathan, no Shad. No, I'll line dry them. They're not. They line dry all right. Maybe our washing stuff's different to yours in America. No, I don't use a dryer most of the time. I dry them over a airer. They don't. The towels don't dry. They're not hard. I dry them outside if I can. Dry them on the line. Same with the bedding. I dry the bedding outside on the line if I can. Yeah, we don't have that much sun. I love drying my clothes outside. They smell so nice. I'm not a fan of all this conditioning stuff. It makes them slimy. Makes your towels slimy and slidey if you use conditioner. All this makes them smell nice, like the adverts on the telly. Put this in, put that in, put these grains in. They smell nice. Yeah, slidey towels. Do you remember the rage for them, like velvet towels? You didn't dry anything, did they? They didn't dry you. They were like velveteen stuff. You dry, and they don't dry at all. Yeah. There was a big rage. Everybody had these velvet towels. I mean, they look lovely. But did they dry anything? No, did they, heck? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going now. I am really, really tired now. My little eyes are going now. You can see, can't you? I can always tell even when I look at myself, I think, oh, God, Janet, your eyes are going. Yeah, fuzzy bits. Right, people, thank you very much for your company, and I'm glad I was able to stay on tonight. So bye for now, and hopefully I will see you 1 year older next week. Bye for now.